Satine, they're not thrilled with Kyle Richards either, but they're not thrilled with Garcelle. They're really not thrilled with Garcelle. They're really not thrilled with Kyle. And I think you're right. They ain't so happy with Satine either. And yes, a lot of people say that Beverly Hills is boring as fuck. You're right. You've got a lot of points there.
Still like it more. Dorit's so interesting to me. I still like Kyle. I'm a big Sutton fan, and I want to see more of Kathy. Why aren't we getting more of Kath? Kath is
Mid-season
really a
trailer.
friend.
You saw the mid-season trailer coming out that Kathy is going to make an appearance on the runway.
I know that's
Sit
so
down, Kathy. I love it all. You know what though?
no, I love my Kath, so I don't know. It is a little, what do you think? Do you think it's a little slow? I mean, it's what the kids are saying, but what do you think? You're the expert.
I feel all of the above. Again, I am just so swayed when it comes to, $30,000 Louis Vuitton boat purses and Erica Jane being very impressed with Satine's gifted Dolce and Gabbana. So I lose a little bit of sight when there are rich people in my purview. Uh, you know, Garcelle isn't loaded, EJ isn't loaded, but then you have the others that are. So if this were Potomac or the OC or New York and the same thing was happening, yeah, I'd probably be bored to fuck. But these ladies are rich, at least some of them,
And
and
I
I
think
like it.
this is going to be a very hot take, and a lot of people are going to say this is misogynist.
Okay,
I'm
let's
going to
have it.
say it. I
Say
like,
it, because then
I,
they'll hate you this week instead
yeah,
of me. I
no
love
worries.
it.
You can leave me terrible reviews.
Thank you.
So I will say, isn't RHOBH proving that we really need the husbands? That the husbands add an element to these shows that is really unmatched? And they do. They do. Why do we think Salt Lake is having such a moment? Well, the husbands are in the mix. Why do we think Jersey was so good? Louis versus Joe Gorga. I mean, I'm sorry, but you need the men. The franchises that are really getting dogged are Roni, there's hardly a man in sight, and RHOBH without the men, without the Tom Girardis, without these men that, of course, he was a con artist, but, you know, without the Mo, without the relationship with PK, they really do add an element of it that when it's taken away, you're like, it's just not the same.
My co-host is a misogynist, and you belittle women, and you are single-handedly setting the women's movement back decades, actual decades.
There you
Shame
have
on
it.
you. Shame on you. Speaking of a woman who's not, I don't know. Do we need the husbands? I
Yes.
mean,
I love that you don't, I mean, I
really?
like that you disagree with me. You don't think so? You
Let
do.
me think. Let me think seriously. Well, I love a single girl too, I love a single girl. I wish that they could show these women dating
They don't
somehow
though.
more naturally. Yeah, like one date here and there. You got to do something. But I mean, we have Bose's relationship, and that's not so interesting to me. By the way, speaking of dating, so I don't know. I'm torn. I see your point, I guess. We do have a new dater, and her name, not to flip it back to what we were talking about, her name is Teodoro Mellenball, Miss Mellenball,
Yeah, she
has
did.
admitted that she is on, I guess she said this on, and I couldn't believe this, on the Diamond in the Rough podcast with Erica. Of like, that's still a thing. Isn't that canceled already? I mean, maybe this episode was like a month ago. I didn't know Erica was going on with the podcast, which we could speak about these other new Bravo podcasts. They all come and go, guys. They all come and go. But apparently Teodoro said that she's on Hinge. By the way, that was a client of ours in December, Hinge. And I'm actually on Hinge, but that she was wondering why she was getting all these guys who are 28, and they're very hot, these 28-year-olds. But she doesn't need to be dating that. And then she realized that her birthday was misset. Now I don't know about Hinge because I mean I'm on like 1,000 dating apps that I never check. But most of them, the ones that I've because look, we all lie about our age on these dating apps, right? Right, ladies? Am I right, ladies? So a couple of them are like ready. One of them was going to kick me off because you can't change your birthday once you lock it in. Like, think about it. You put your birthday, then you go to change it, and they're like, you actually can't change it. Like, it won't let you change it. And it's like the argument, because then sometimes, we have the assistant call. The argument is like, well, let's just break this down. Like, you said you were looking for, a tall guy, and now you're open to dating short. Great. That happens. You said you only wanted to date, 22 to 28. Now you want to date 22 to 62. Great. We can change all that. You can change it. With the age, you normally have to put in your birthday. So if you're born in 19, say 80, and you change it to say 1990, and then you go to change it, it won't let you change it because it's like, well, let's break this down. The fact that you're willing to now date up to 62 instead of just 28, we get it. How has your birthday changed? How has that changed since you signed up with the app? So most of the apps to
Ah.
Theodoro Mellenball, most of the apps, you don't just say, today I'm 46 and tomorrow I'm 40 and then I'm 38. You have to actually put in your birthday. So you have to think about the age you want to be and lock it in. Then when you go to change it, and trust me, ladies, I found out the hard way. Then when you go to change it, it's like, you can't change your age because, like, I mean, you weren't born. You can't change your birthday. So when Teddy tells me that she realizes that she put in the wrong age, well, Miss Teddy, I think you put in the wrong birth date on purpose because that's how it works. So I'm gonna call out. Trust me, honey, Sarah. I mean, literally, if
I
someone
love
wants to
it.
do a deep dive, I mean, I am like a different age on every app because I don't really give a fuck. Then, I mean, yeah, if you meet someone and you like them and you're on like the 50, yeah, you have to say, hey, guess what? I lied. I'm sorry, whatever. Anyway, you have to get to the fifth date to admit you lied and we're not there. But Teodoro, once she got past that, she met a gentleman and she thought he looked very familiar. And she thought maybe this guy is famous. And then eventually she said to him, hey, do I know you or something? Did we meet in 1999? And she named all their mutual friends. And the guy was like, Teodoro, I was waiting for you to make the connection, but she wants to let us know that she is not interested in a guy that has a 9 to 5 job, and she is not interested in a guy who wears sandals. So that is what Miss Mellencamp is looking for. And do you have any guys here in Los Angeles for Teodoro Mellencamp?
A few who aren't interested in dating cheaters, so
Okay.
unfortunately, I won't be able to hook her up.
Okay. Well, there you go. And anyone out there signing up on an app, check to make sure you could change the birth date before you lock it in, because I don't think you can. What else you got for us, girl?
Do you think Andy Cohen is over Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac, who appeared recently on Watch What
Mhm.
Happens Live and was grilled about ink? And of course, gave this just very